Hello everybody and welcome to UFOs Around the World. So today's video is about me being a grifter, being disingenuous and being a liar and stuff like that. So we're going to go straight into it. So there is a channel called Undercover ET. Sorry, and we're going to go and look straight at that now. So let's go straight to it. Let me get the big screen up for it. And this is what he's been saying. So he put, oh sorry, let me move that across a bit. He put, John's a grifter, he got caught out just the other month. Well done, vetted. Don't know what you're tagging vetted for. You guys are grifters too. You and Mark got caught out the other week for clearly setting up something to generate clout. Here's a tissue. You aren't being attacked. You got caught out. And commented down here, when I shared this post, I put, I wonder if people have the decency to apologise for attacking people. And these are the emails. Apparently, I can't 100% confirmed, but people asked Mark to share the communication. Mark shared the communication. I think what people want is them to share the email, the actual email address. Now, if it's in public domain, then fair enough, you can share it. But I don't know I don't know what Bigelow's email is. Maybe he wants to keep that private. He's got every right to do that. And then he commented saying, "Lol, no idea how this post relates to me needing to apologise. You clearly have no clue as to why I called you out in the first place. If you're going to grift, do it without crying. It's social media. And when you try to pull the wool over people's eyes, you're going to get shit." Well, okay.
We're going to start off with this real quick. UFOs around the world. Here we go again. Wonder if people have decency to apologise for attacking people. And that was directed at me because I was one of the first to give them a lot of shit for calling them out on their little grift that they tried a few weeks ago.
You wasn't the first. You were the only one that actually tried to say it was a disingenuous interview and that it was staged. So there was other people that had doubts. Even myself had doubts, and I was the one that did the interview. You went about it a total wrong way. Pavel, for example, he had doubts. He did it politely. Vetted did a live, polite about it all. Didn't attack people. Didn't try to tarnish people's names. Let's not mix this up. Let's not make it look like there was a load of people that was attacking, saying it was a disingenuous interview. It was just you. That is why I'm doing this video.
Basically, Mark Christopher Lee's received this email, supposedly, okay? Wasn't sure whether to share this, but just received this update from one of my sources. I fucking hate that word. Make of it what you will. No mention of May 1st press conference or Trump's July 8th speech. There continues to be considerable pushback from certain elements who control the UFO agenda from getting true disclosure. I have tried to use my influence, but what will be released will be superficial, blah, 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 Robert Bigelow. Okay? I'm not too sure why he said one of my sources.
Right, it doesn't say Robert Bigelow, does it? It says RB. That could be anybody. He's clearly sent that to someone, hasn't he? So that's why the top 3 lines is what he's put, and then he shared that. He's also got more, which he's getting really pissed off about, and he's going to end up releasing a lot more. That's what I know for a fact, that he's going to release a lot more that he has. Because he's been attacked online by people like this. And I understand why you might just think, you know what, fuck it, and go for it. That just says RB. Now, if they'd have sent that to me, yeah, I could have guessed. I could have put, Robert Bigelow. It could be anybody. So it doesn't say Robert Bigelow. It says RB. So get that right. Now we know it's Robert Bigelow.
Is here when he names the source here. It doesn't make sense.
He doesn't name the source there, does it? He says RB. If that said Robert Bigelow, you'd have a point. It doesn't. It says RB. That could be anybody. You could guess and say it's Robert Bigelow, but you'd just be guessing, wouldn't you? It's only because he's told us now in the interview that it's Robert Bigelow.
Okay? It was like the previous interview with UFOs Around the World, where he was portraying that he's going to be scared and that he didn't want to give out his source's name. And then within minutes, with terrible acting, mind, totally agree.
No. I seen earlier that day that Mark was on 2 interviews. He was on the UFO podcast and he was on one early hours of the morning at 2 o'clock in the morning. I could see on the one with the UFO podcast, he was knackered. He wasn't even all late. You could tell he's not had much sleep, but he said he's going to do this interview. I had that information from B.A. Crisp, and I thought, right, he's not give the names in them 2 interviews. I'm going to try something in this interview. I'm going to put it on him. I didn't expect him to admit it, and he didn't at first. Towards the end, he did. And then later, the following day, he confirmed it. There was nothing disingenuous about that. I knew. I had that. I've already done a video about it. Go and watch the video. I did a video when I got that message and verified how I got that. The person that sent it to me has verified it and backed me up. That is rare in this community, that you can actually release information from a source. I know you hate that word, but tough, that's what you call it. So the source allowed me to share it. At first, she didn't want me to share it, so I was lucky. 99% of the time, you don't get to share that information with people.
Agreed with what UFOs around the world were saying, his guess, okay, that it was Robert Bigelow. And it was so cringe to watch, honestly, and it was such a bad setup, all in the name of creating clout. I called it out straight away because I can see through bullshit like that in a heartbeat. I've been in the business long enough to know who's talking shit and who isn't, right? And so I don't mean to give this much clout, but he has asked if I've got the decency to apologise. And what I will say to that is no, I'm not going to apologise for keeping my integrity, first of all. Second of all, shouldn't it be you guys apologising for A, trying to mislead the public, and B, and this is what really upsets me and pisses me off, you guys are from the UK. Why aren't you pushing UK evidence? There is no talk of UFO disclosure in the UK at the moment, other than the odd news bulletin, right? Why aren't you guys pushing the real evidence in the UK so that people can jump on it and go, do you know what, we need to start recording? Why is it you're just feeding the names, the big names in the USA, and following the agenda just like everyone else, just so that you can get numbers? You're not actually doing anything productive for disclosure, mate. And so you need to apologise, because there is evidence out there from the UK which should be blown up. It should be pushed out there to the public. And you're just not doing it, mate. You're just not doing it. You're having different guests on all the time, just like all these other podcasters, right, and YouTubers. They're all getting the same guests on. And look, no disrespect to Casper Site last night. I love the guy. He had fucking Jon Stewart on last night. Jon Stewart. One of the biggest grifters in the community. What's he doing getting him on and having him on for 2 hours? Look, it's up to Ben. If he wants to have that guest on, absolutely fine. I haven't lost any respect for Ben having him on, right? But Jon Stewart, of all people, he's a fucking grifter. Just like Eddie Abbott. And I won't ever have Eddie Abbott on my show again. Ever. Because he openly said, I want to make money off of this. It's okay if you want to make money off of this, but you actually need to have some information. You actually need to have done some research. You need to actually prove yourself in the community before you can go, you know what, I'm going to make a substantial amount of money off of this. At least with Ben, he turned around at the very start of his YouTubing career. He wasn't an advocate for disclosure. He just wanted to do the scary waries and the spooky bookies, and he managed to, and he said, I want to become a millionaire from this. Absolutely fine, mate. All credit to you. But if you're going to have Jon Stewart on the show, your watch time from me was about 2 seconds. And that's because I don't like the guy. He's a fucking grifter. So, look, long story short, UFOs around the world, you need to apologise to the UK, mate. You need to start putting out real evidence so that the UK can start talking about this in a serious way. That's what I think. Mate, maybe I got it completely wrong, but I'm not apologising to you for keeping my integrity. Anyway.
First off, you can kiss my ass. That's what I've got to say to you. And you've attacked me saying, what do I do? What am I doing for the UK movement? Well, one person can't do a lot, really, can they? But I'll tell you what I have done from sitting down. I'll tell you a little bit about me. How did I start creating videos? My children told me to do it about 2.5 years ago. They said, Dad, why don't you start doing videos? You know a lot about this topic. A lot of it seems to be coming out. Do videos on it. I created a TikTok account, just sharing videos. And it got 10,000 followers within 14 days, then got banned. I give up. So I thought, I'll give it one more go. This time, I faced it. I fronted it. So I was a face to a channel. It got to 10,000 followers in 7 days. It then hit 200, it's on like 260,000 followers now. It grew exponentially. I did not expect it or anything like that. This is not my job. I work 5 days a week, sometimes 6 days a week. I have 5 children. I don't know how I am able to do this, if I'm being honest. Probably my partner is supportive. That's how I get away. If I didn't have a supportive partner, I would not be able to do it. So that's just a little bit about how I do it, how I started doing it. I've been researching for 27 years. From the age of 15, that's how long I've been researching for. I've had a Facebook account since 2012. I've started to do the YouTube stuff, started to interview people. That's fairly new, the interviewing of people and stuff like that. I'm by no means big or anything like that. I don't see myself, I've got no ego. But I've done a lot sitting on my ass in my kitchen, which is generally where I do my TikTok videos. Probably the most famous kitchen on TikTok, because that's where I do my videos. I don't generally do it here. and it got loads of people involved, the community, and people started to create channels. And I'm going to show some of these channels that started 99.9% positive. These channels would not exist if it wasn't for my children telling me to create a channel, and off the back of that, it's had a knock-on effect where millions of people have seen these content creators creating content on TikTok and probably various other platforms now, all because someone they could see was passionate about the topic, not scared to put their research in front of people and be confident in their research and say, listen, this is what's going on. I think too many people sit on the fence sometimes. I think sometimes you just got to trust your research and say, this is what's going on. And I think a lot of the times you end up with egg on your face, or it's generally egg on your face. It just doesn't happen. It doesn't mean you're wrong. It's just, it takes time. There's things that I sat on, Jesus, the reptilian shit and all that crap, right? I don't believe any of that shit. But yeah, it's been mentioned on fucking Joe Rogan now. But I was researching this when I was 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I dismissed it after about 20 years. When I was 20 and thought, you know what, I'm going to go into a different thing. And go. There's a lot of things you have to wait to come out from people and stuff like that. And my mind's been changed so many times. I'm not arrogant to think I've researched this, I know everything. I fucking don't. The more you research, the more you don't know. The more you don't know anything. I'm looking at fucking Tibetan Bond now. Never even fucking heard of that. But I've been led down that path, and the spirituality path, and the psionics and telepathy. Again, if you give me that 15, 16, 17, I'd have been like, well, that's interesting, but I don't believe it. We're there now. We're having big discussions on it, and big platforms are speaking about it. So I've got a wealth of knowledge on it, and I wanted to share it, and that's what my kids wanted me to do. And on that, it's a back and... But I'll tell you one thing that you did say which really pissed me off. You shared a message, I don't think I shared the whole message you had with Casper Sight, saying, do not interview Jon Stewart. Who are you to tell someone not to interview someone? If anybody ever said to me, do not interview someone, I would ignore you. I will interview whoever I want. I do not listen to other people. I run this channel. I will speak to whoever I want to. I would never, ever, ever message another podcaster or a content creator and say, don't interview him. Loads of people told me not to interview Richard Doty. Why? Because of disinformation. We know. You can learn from that. Do you think there's no disinformation agents now in the fucking UFO community? 100%. There's disinformation agents that probably been Joe Rogan, Jesse Michaels, Area 52. 100%. You can learn from people like Richard Doty. And yeah, he probably tells a lot of fucking lies. Or is he telling part truth? We don't know. He needs to be interviewed. He's a big part of the UFO topic, whether you like it or not. He's been there. He's been around the block. So that I don't agree with. You should never message anybody else saying you should not interview someone. If someone says to me, don't interview someone, I'm interviewing him 100%. I heard the same about someone said that about Ashton Forbes not to go on Joe Rogan. Someone said don't interview. Can Joe Rogan not make his own mind up? Does he not own that show? Why does he listen to people? No, you get the guests up. You have that conversation. You put that video out, and you let the audience decide. Stay impartial. That's the best thing to do. Stay impartial with everybody you speak to. Have the interview. Don't belittle him. Don't do anything like that. Let the audience decide. That is the purpose of you as a content creator. You give the audience the video. They decide. Not another content creator who messages you. They don't own me. They don't run me. They don't run my fucking channel. I make my own decisions on this channel. So when people are not interviewing people, are they actually in control of their own fucking channel? So I've got to say that. So I'm going to go through some of these content creators that are most likely been created off the back of, and I know some of them have been created off the back of me creating my channel. So let's go into it. So this is in no particular order. We've got UFO Law, who is Shiv, who started to face his, change his name on social media to start creating UFO videos, started to put his face to the camera as well and start doing it, and he's very passionate about it and has amassed 105,000 followers. Make sure to give him a follow. Shout out to Shiv. We've also got Daniel Knightley. Daniel Knightley, he used to comment on my videos, and he had a lot of knowledge, and I could tell he was passionate, and I could tell just by sometimes when you see a comment, you think he knows a lot, he's interested, this guy. I said, you need to create your own channel. He created a channel, he's now got 200,000 followers. He's one of the biggest names on TikTok. We've then got Interstellar Discussion, enthusiastic, energetic, young, goes to crop circles, investigates all that. If there's a new alien UFO footage out there. It is on his channel. Make sure to give him a check out. Interstellar Discussion, Luke. And we have Hallucination Hippies, who's almost at 260,000 followers. So just a few of these we're probably at nearly 1 million followers between these people. So the impact, again, this is what I'm trying to say to people. From that conversation from my child to me has had an impact. And this is what I'm trying to put across to people that try and attack me and say, well, what have you done? Well, I'm just giving you a little bit. Foil Hat Dan. He's just got his other account banned, so that's why I'm sharing this one. But again, another guy who's created a TikTok channel on UFOs, fronting it, talking daily on the UFO subject, covering all sorts. The king of UFOs, he joined TikTok on his own thing. He was struggling with the video views. I gave him some advice. His video started to get a lot more views, and he amassed 59. Again, what you think of Mike don't matter. I like to bring people to... my job was to bring people to TikTok and to help them when they're on TikTok and stuff like that. I helped Mark as soon as I seen that he was on TikTok. I knew a bit about him. Just X Ashton, I didn't help him. What I said to Ashton was, on X was, come over to TikTok. He ummed and ahed a few times, but he eventually came onto TikTok. He's now at 55,000 followers on TikTok. Kaz Clark, I did a live speaking about the Penturk incident in Wales. Kaz Clark was really quiet, out of the scene. Someone had obviously messaged her and said, someone's speaking about you on TikTok. She came into the live chat. She created an account. She's done all sorts since then. She's done an event. People turned up at that event, and I'm going to share a video from someone, Monty, who flew from the United States. Again, all these things had a knock-on effect, all simply because my kid told me to do videos on TikTok. None of this would, most likely, some of this would never have happened. The people would never have met. The people would never have got that thing. It all came from my lives and where people started to meet and stuff. That's what I'm trying to get at. We've got WhatsApp groups. I've got this one. We've got that one. We've got this one. We've got UK WhatsApp groups. This one I was invited to, so I'm in there. You know, I'm not ego. I'm always in other people's lives and stuff like that. That's another thing. I'm always in other content creators' lives. If I need to get a message, I'll send a super chat. You know, I'm not got an ego. Like I'm not arrogant, thinking I can't send a super chat because I've got my own channel. No, I go in Polarities a lot. I go in Pavel's a lot. I go in Vettids a lot. I go in all sorts of lives. I go in Ashton's a lot. Whenever, if I'm free and I'm doing nothing, I will watch that. I will support other people's channels. That's what I'm about. I also want to show you this video here. Check this out.
I flew just under 5,000 miles, 18 hours, to meet a bunch of people that I met on TikTok. 3 different flights to almost 5,000 miles away to Wales. By myself. First time out of the country. First time on an airplane since I was 8. Do the fucking crazy thing that you know is going to change your life. I never would have seen myself here today. Ever. Old me would have been like, no, I wouldn't travel 20 minutes to meet people that I've met on TikTok. I hated meeting new people. But I just traveled across the world to meet people that I met on TikTok. Best thing I've ever done. And I feel like I have jumped into a whole new timeline of myself. Because old me would be like, what the fuck are you doing? You're gonna get kidnapped. Some people don't understand why I did it. But when I come back and I'm a whole new person, I think they'll understand. Because it's made me grow up, it's made me step into who I am. And it's also helped me realize that I can do things on my own, you know? I can do it on my own. And even though some days were hard, when I was walking up a mountain to a UFO crash site, halfway up, I was like, I can't do this. And then one of my friends said, we got this, we're almost there, let's go. And I did it, and I climbed up a mountain to go see a UFO crash site. Like, how fucking crazy is that? But I did it. I did it, and I loved it, and it was an incredible experience. And I'm a whole new person after this trip, and it's wild to say. But I am. And I don't even think I've, fully understood that yet. I don't think I've fully processed it all. I think it'll take me a while to process, but I am not who I was when I got onto the plane. I'm not who I was when I walked into the airport in Salt Lake City. I have leveled up in a way. I've grown up a lot. I'm almost 30. And I was always scared to do things by myself. I had a comfort person everywhere I went. Didn't even like going to the grocery store by myself. And then I flew across the world by myself. So yeah.
So I don't like doing videos like these, but when someone tries to say you're disingenuous and you're a grifter, you have to put the record straight to people, because I don't want people thinking that about me. And I know I've got a lot of support on social media and a lot of people that know me, and people trust me. That's why I get some of the information I get. I'm shocked sometimes some of the information I'm fucking sitting on. Wow, I wish I could tell people, I really could, but it's so fucking important that I keep quiet, and it's not really to do with the UFO stuff. It's more to do with how can I put it? It's more to do with things that are going on to save people. That's all I'm going to say on that. Like, I really wish I could speak on it, but you're going to see things very soon, and then hopefully I can speak on it a little bit more and stuff like that. I'm really passionate about trying to help that side of it as well, and it looks like something big is going on in the background from really good sources, like really good sources. I'm shocked that I'm in contact with this person, by the way, so I'm not... I know I don't like the word sources, Duddy's that guy, but you know, this is... You all know this source. So yeah, that's all I've got to say on that. But I want to end on a positive. And the positive is, if you're passionate about this topic, sit down. Don't matter if you're in your living room, your bedroom, your kitchen, your bathroom, your car, at the park. Do a video. Talk. You have no idea that knock-on effect that just you sitting down or being told, giving a bit of a nudge, you know, to create a channel. Do it. Do it. 100% Monty would not have been going to the UK to that event had it not been for that live when I was speaking about Kaz, and then Kaz joining TikTok because of that live and everybody meeting that way. So do it. If you're passionate, do it. That's why I've been in a video recently saying I want people... You've got these other podcasters which got a really good idea where they do phone-ins. I've asked people, if you've got an experience, send me a short video and I'll create a playlist, and it's just of your experiences, and I want that to be unique to my channel because I don't see it anywhere else. And I think that'd be a good personal... It's more personal. I think if you're putting your face camera, I understand you've got to be braver to do that. I really do. But do it. You'll be surprised how many people... Listen, I work. This is not a full-time job. People used to take the piss out of me, right? You've got to have thick skin. But when they seen that I was getting loads of followers and stuff like that, people, they changed the tune then. They changed the tune. The hate stops. The haters turn to lovers. That's all I've got to say on it. Anyway, this is the end of the video, and hopefully the last one I'll ever do like this. I will be going live later. I've not made my mind up yet what the watch along is going to be, but I hope you join me. As always, keep your eyes to the skies, because the next story could be yours. Good night, God bless, and I will see you on the next one.